Everybody, welcome to round one of our Formula 4 series and our Formula 3 series to follow shortly after this event. I'm going to be going through the race briefing for the drivers before we get going with the proper stream. So, slightly shorter one today. Obviously, if anyone's raced with us before, we normally have some qualifying rules, but because it's solo qualifying, there's nothing particularly to note there apart from that we're running the strict settings in iRacing, which means you'll get black flagged if you try and do anything like to increased tire temperature is essentially varying those iRacing rules that don't normally work. So just be careful, try and avoid any spins. If you want to avoid being disqualified, we won't be able to undisqualify you for anything like that. In terms of race conduct, those who've raced before with us, it's very similar. Those who haven't, we're going to be going through some stuff now, so just keep an ear out for that. And obviously a lot of it is common sense, but I'll go through what I have noted down now. Only one defensive move is allowed on the straight. That means you can't weave side to side. You can't move slowly towards one side of a straight to continually block someone. It's got to be a definitive move. Obviously, you can't instantly turn your wheel because you would spin out, but you need to be. You can't slowly drift the whole way up the straight to continually block somebody. That's not allowed. In braking zones, it's the driver behind's responsibility to not hit the driver in front. Remember, some of these guys out here will have different braking zones, so if everyone's cautious on lap one, then we should sort of adapt to that slowly over time, but it is your responsibility not to hit the car in front. The only exception to this would be if someone were to brake check you, but we wouldn't really expect to do that. Obviously, if that were to happen, it wouldn't be your fault. You're always expected to race fairly and to leave space for other drivers. Obviously, we don't want any abuse of this rule. You can't just stick your nose in every single corner if you're miles far back and expect space. But if you're alongside as you're braking, then we would expect people to be leaving room at apexes for other cars and also on exits, not to push people out. If they're on the inside, do not push people off onto the exit curbs. That's not allowed. Any unsafe rejoins would be dealt with harshly. This does generally tends to dictate rejoins if someone's had a spin and they're off track and they're coming back on. But it also means if you were to go on if you were on the straight, so we're racing at Watkins, Glen. In the practice session the other day, we saw it was kind of possible to put a couple wheels on the grass on the left-hand side to try and overtake people on the back straight. But if you were to do that and then rejoin and hit another driver, that would obviously also count, and that would be a very harsh penalty for something like that. Penalties are detailed in the race rule book. I think that should be on the website now. If not, it will be up very shortly. Penalties do increase for repeat offences, including disqualifications if things get really bad. For today's race, we might be able to get a little bit of live stewarding, but it doesn't look like we've got people. Obviously, this is a free series, so bringing staff in is sometimes a little bit difficult, especially when we got so many new series up and running. But we are trying to work out something for the future if that will be possible. Most incidents will be investigated after the race, so that means you go into the iRacing channel, and I think it's in the iRacing channel. If not, it's in the support section, and there's an opportunity to open a race incident ticket, and then we can have a look at that, and it will go through, and several stewards will look at that. It won't just be one person making the opinion, and no one that's competed in the race would have any input on that as well. If they were, then we would move that to somewhere where people that were involved in the race, especially in those incidents, wouldn't be able to view the discussions amongst the stewards. Blue flagged cars need to get out of the way as soon as possible, or you will be penalised. If you're blue flagged and fighting for position with another car, you need to pause that battle and let the cars behind past you. If someone overtakes while they're being shown blue flags, that obviously would be reported to us, and then that would be quite a harsh penalty because you're essentially taking advantage of the other car also having blue flags when you should be focusing on the cars behind you. We're also going to be quite strict on this because there's quite a lot of cars out there. Watkins Glen's very easy to race each other, but we don't want any silly moves going on, such as people trying to go 4 wide. We know you can sort of get 4 wide on the back straight, but if you're trying to go 4 wide into the big right-hander at the end of the straight, that's obviously not going to end well. So we're expecting people to be very sensible and back out of such incidents, especially if they're maybe in the middle. It's maybe a good idea to not try and hold that position. Obviously, you've got another lap to race and you can stay quite close in these cars for a long time. But if we were to get an incident like that and then there was a collision, then all cars involved could be penalised. We're not saying everyone would. If it was massively leaning on somebody as their fault, then we would penalise them. But if if there's no particular blame to face and there were 4 drivers caught up in an incident like that, when it's everybody not being sensible, then we would look at penalising all of you, especially if some people were caught out by it and got damage and were out the race and others weren't. And remember, there are 2 races today, so you don't have to go for every single move in race 1. There's another race to make up for it later on. There's also fastest lap points. There's 2 points for fastest lap, so remember that's a lot of points. So maybe if you can't get past somebody in a safe manner, maybe it's best to back off and go for fastest lap of the race, because that will be worth more points than any position gain as far as I'm aware. And the last thing I wanted to make clear was, if you have a slowdown, you need to make sure you do that in a sensible way. You can't block drivers in the corner, for example. You can't come onto so especially turn 1, let's say, if you were to pick up a slowdown into turn 1, we would expect you to give that up in a safe way and not to block anybody. I'm trying to think, there's not many tight corners in particular I can think of here, but we wouldn't expect you to be slowing down on an apex massively and backing up people behind. That would be a big penalty. We would consider that blocking. So we need people to be very sensible in those corners and very sensible with slowdowns. So we expect them to be given up in a safe manner. All right, that's all from me. So I'm going to hand over to our commentator team of Wes and Brody.
Well, thank you very much, George, for that one. Welcome everybody to round number 1 then of the Anti-Stall Racing Formula 4 series, and I am looking forward to this. I'm once again, just like the GT3 series the other day, joined by Brody for tonight's racing here on Tuesday. We have Formula 3 coming up later, but just can't wait for that as well. A slightly different layout to this Watkins Glen circuit. We have 2 races of 15 minutes long for Formula 4, and as George said, we could see some 4-wide action. We've just been told we're not going to, but I reckon that somebody didn't listen, and we could see some 4-wide. Here we go then. Practice has another 5 minutes left, and then we will have lone qualifying so everyone gets 2 laps to have a go at lap time, and then there will be the grid sorted for today's race. So, we do have a full grid, it would seem, of 20 cars. In fact, actually more than that. I'm not wrong. I think I've got 20. So we just watched Andrew slide around and spin. I think we've actually got 21 in the lobby. As there's a crash there, watching one of the cars come back in to the pits with 1 wheel, as you do. But yeah, I feel like I'm seeing 21 cars, 19 to set a lap time in practice.
No, I'm seeing 21 too, Wes.
You're seeing 21 as well, so there we go.
I am indeed.
I can't remember if Formula 3 was 20 cars and a Formula 4 was 30 cars, I think, the limit. One of them had a different limit to the other one.
Yeah, I think Formula 4 was extra.
Formula 4 was extra, so
Formula 3, yeah.
2 more could still join then. We do have yeah, you're right. Yeah, so Formula 4 was 30, and we had a full list of drivers there, so we still could have more join as we continue into the session with just under 4 minutes now to go in practice before lights out for round number 1. I think it's round 1 and 2 technically, as there's 2 races of 15 minutes. I've seen some nice liveries around at the moment. One driver is Andy Tapman, which is actually in the pits. Is he? That's a lovely Foxes thing. I'm gonna try and get an onboard of it probably, because no, that maybe not then. Oh yeah, so my trading paints is loaded in, is what's happened there. And he did have a lovely base livery with like orange and green and black, and it looked lovely, but his trading paints is now loaded, unless that was another car, but it wasn't. So wasn't it? But it still looks nice, his trading paints livery there. F4 is 30. Thank you, Andy Tapman, which is on the YouTube. There's a Leon in. I believe on board with Leon, which is the number 77 car there. Behind in the anti-stall livery, a lovely yellow and it's more gold and white. Behind him, he's got a McLaren type livery there of the car number 5, which. Cool, I'm looking at the numbers trying to find that, and that is Jack Reeves, which hasn't set a time just yet. It's a lovely livery from him. I'm also saying that some of these names are a lot easier to pronounce than the GT3 series already.
Yep, indeed.
Which,
God knows how many.
yeah, there was a lot, and a lot of names which weren't. I don't know why that's come up. It's got the iRacing logo, which I might have to get rid of because that's the car logo I see. I'm gonna have to change that. I'll swap that about and get rid of the car number, I guess. So there we go. We'll sort those things out for everyone. So timings, right? It also says what time have we got. We got interval on, I think. So we don't want that. We want fastest lap at the moment, or best time. How close is everybody at the moment then? So top of practice is 1 minute 9.4, and there's a whole second.
Separate by a second.
19 cars, 1 second. That's how we like it.
That's usually how these spec series work. Like, when you look at the lap times, that's usually how close they are.
Sebastian
It's going to be very interesting.
and Kevin side by side into turn 1. Kevin with a orange and white anti-stall livery, which just like Leon's, but orange. I am a fan of orange massively, so I'm biased saying that looks lovely. Are they going to go side by side for the entire lap? As I've noticed, Sebastian has a Pissweiser livery, I think, there on the side of his car instead of Buzzweiser. Is it Pissweiser?
I don't know. I don't think my trading pins is loaded.
Yeah, it's something. There's a Lego one in the background. I think I've just seen there, which is great. Jack Reeves, car number 5, gone. Or Reeves, sorry, not Reeves. Has gone 14th. I'm liking this. I'm finding Formula Racing easier already because I can find the car number and then I can find the driver pretty easy. So that's nice to know. And they're also on Formula cars. You can see the car number a lot clearer as Ruben just goes P2, and I think Jeremy's just gone P9. So we now have all 21 cars with a lap time. Of course, Sebastian in the back of Kevin into the last corner there. That's perfect time to go on board with. 600ths of a second coppering the top 2 as well. I wonder if some bump drafting has been happening here for the lap times at the top. I wonder how they've been trying to reach them.
Maybe so.
I was in a session the other day where everyone was bump drafting and there was a lot going on, so they were all practicing it.
Do you reckon we'd see that a lot in the race?
I reckon we're going to see a lot of it, yes. I was about to say everyone's disappeared, but the practice is now finished. Yeah, I think we're going to see quite a lot of bump drafting, actually, in the race. Slipstream was very powerful. Bump drafting very helpful. I think we can see a lot of 2 wides. I think it's going to be like almost like a NASCAR, I hope anyway, could almost be like a NASCAR race where they're bump drafting each other and you got 2 lanes, the top lane and the bottom lane. And because this track not too much braking, so I think they might try that. It would be really fascinating to see if we do have a race of 2 lanes and which lane has the most cars, goes faster. I really like that. Obviously, got 2 races today. George did mention how there is a custom points range, which Kevin was going to tell me, and he did tell me, but I was doing other things, so it's gone in one ear and out the other. But it was interesting to me.
It's okay, I do remember.
You do remember, fantastic. And
I do indeed.
I know there's 2 points of fastest lap. What is the custom point system just before they start qualifying?
So, points are given out for the top 10 drivers. Driving first place be given 10 points, then scaling down 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 10th place, which finishes at 1 point. And then obviously, as you mentioned, fastest lap, you get 2 points for that. Doesn't matter where you finish compared to like what it is in Formula 1 in real life. You have to finish in the top 10 there to get them extra points. Here, that's not the case. You could finish last and have 2 points, which would be better than 10th place come the end of the race.
Seeing a few names I know. It's a single qualifying, and it's a bit different to open qualifying. So they've all got 1 lap to go. So it's a case of just seeing. We'll stay on board with one car maybe for 1 lap and try and see if we can find another. As they're all going to be doing laps round about the same. Not everybody has gone straight out on track, I must admit that. I've just seen that there's a race director, which has made me move my box even further down. So there's lots and lots of cars. I don't think anyone will bump draft with winged Formula cars, lol. Benny said that. In the practice session the other day they were, and it actually works pretty well. So could be a surprise there to think that it's going to be like that. It is going to be a little bit of push bump drafting, and it works as long as their tactics was as long as they got a 0x on their little bump, it wasn't that bad. If they get a 4x, they've basically spun them. As we watch Carl just come around the last corner now. Lots of cars are about to start setting time, so the board is about to come up, and we're going to have about 15 cars just set times immediately. Let's see. Anybody? What we got? 1 minute 10s, 1 minute 10 flat.
1:10.2.
So Andy Tapman going top at the moment. Anybody else? Carl's put one in.
Kevin's
Adrian.
gonna be the one to watch here. Fastest in practice.
Where is he now? Coming across the line.
9.8. So 4/10 slower. As you was assuming earlier as well, that could have been down to
A little bit of
updrafting, slipstreaming.
It definitely is.
So you can see he gains around 4/10 of a second per lap.
Ramsey goes third. Where does Andrew Koloski go? 7th at the moment. One more people putting times in. Anybody else close to the end of their lap? My thing should tell me. We got Kelly here on near the end of the lap here. Car number 85 has a big tank slapper off into the gravel. That's going to be the wall on the qualifying lap.
Ooh.
And losing off the front right wheel there. I've had that a lot actually in the practice the other day. The rear stepping out around that corner. I'm going to go watch Alexis across the line now. I wonder if they still get... They got another lap I think to get in maybe. Alexis go P7. Andy Tapman goes P2.
Harley Moss top 109.7 there.
On their second lap as well. So that's them done, but got pole. I don't think Kevin's on lap now. Kevin's not on a lap, so Kevin's done. So interesting to see. Anybody else still got them? People still have laps to go. I'm not being able to find anyone. Why can't I anybody go on board, please? Who are we on board with? Adam Ramsey, I think, just crossing the line. Or was that that was Jack Bruce going P9, Adam gone P3. That was Jack last time, goes 9th, stays there. That's the best he's gonna get.
So close.
Bastion on a lap. I was 4 wheels off, but wonder if that still counts or not there. That'll be interesting to see. This is the Sebastian's first lap, so he still has another to go after this. There's a few drivers like that. Where does Sebastian go? E12. Robert.
So car number 84, start a lap now.
Robert Levi goes 13th. Jasper Smelt. Where did he go? Did he put a time in? Says he did a 1:09.9, but his time isn't up on the top left. So Jasper Spelt has done lots of laps. None of them have counted. So that's the back of the grid. The car who crashed is also back of the grid. Travis Hicken. Oh no, wait. Kelly, you said it's just started another one, didn't you? Oh no, he's on. Yeah. Car 23 on a lap. Coming across the line or just started one? Just starting one, so just starting their first lap is Travis.
I think he's coming to finish their second lap. Adrian Garcia visual.
Have a look. P8 at the moment. Very wide. Surely that's not going to count. Yeah, it's backed off there. That's a back off. Where are we going? And Sebastian goes P5. That I think Adrian's last lap, wasn't it? So they're not going to go any better than P9. Sebastian P5, and that's that. Well, Sebastian Robert
passing the bus stop now. Round the hairpin.
Robert Levi's saying P12. So is it just Travis now with two laps to go? Well, this ending of this one, and then Jeremy Grand hasn't done a lap either. So few drivers not doing laps. Few definitely doing laps and getting cuts. I think at least 2 or 3 drivers having off tracks.
Around the final corner now. What is his lap time going to be? They're 13.2 in practice. And it's an 11.3 in qualifying. Slowest of them all, unfortunately.
I just sorting a few audio things out. As been told that I just read the YouTubers were watching Travis on their second lap now. Hopefully not with the bump drafting. No, wait. Just stall the diffuser. No, it doesn't just stall the diffuser and turn the bumped car around. No, it doesn't seem to as well. Got a second to come. Is the game sound better now? Can you hear the game? I've turned it up a little bit. I'll turn up a bit more as well if needed. I've turned you up as well, just in case. Travis comes to the line. Does he stay P16 or does he improve?
He improves one position, I think.
P15 in the end. Top 2 there. Less than 300 a second. What was it in the end? It was 0.026 for the pole position there.
I think it might be worth pointing out as well. The driver called Race Director in 17th place. That's not his actual name.
Driver does not exist and will not be driving. So what do we have then? For Harley Moss will take pole for the first of these 2 races. Yeah, very little between them. Kevin Stam takes P2. Car 16, Adam Ramsey will be powered by Pandas. Will start P3. Andy Tapman starts P4. Sebastian Van der... That's Van der Hurdle, isn't it? But the rest of the name isn't there. On P5. Pascal... Oh, wow. Whaley?
I'd say
Yeah.
Vale.
Vale. Okay, I'll give you that. Seeing a W and pronouncing a V is confusing, but the German driver starts P6. Oh, here we go. Another one. Adrian Moreau, maybe?
Yeah.
That works. Why not? Andrew...
Yeah.
Oh, I've said this name before. Chero Oscar. Oh, I can't say it now.
I'd say Chorostecki.
Esteki. Oh, we're not going to get through everybody in P8. Adrian Virgil in P9. Leon Elwood in P10. Carl in P11. Robert in P12. I can't find the button to continue it all. That button's not working. There it is. Jack will take P13. Alexis in P14. Travis, we saw P15. Alex will take P16. The last of the drivers that's at a time. Robert Bo in 18th. Bass in 19th. 20th is the car that we watched crashed. Jasper Smelt will be up there. Wasn't able to get an actual time in that counted. And Jeremy Grant in P22, I believe. And they're away.
And we are away. Poor start for Adam Ramsey there.
Away, and everybody seems clean. Let's look at the back of the pack. Everyone's quite clean. And there are lots of 2 wide, must say. As you said, Adam Ramsey didn't have the best start. Has fallen down to P6. Let's see, immediately, are we in 2 files? We are. Here we go then. A little bit of bump at the start. No, immediately.
Back stretch.
What's at the back there? Look at this, everybody getting in a queue.
In there. The car number 5 as well. 4 on the inside.
3 wide into... Oh, I could... Oh, it's very close.
It's almost 4. Leon runs wide.
Leon's off.
He spins. Oh, saves it.
Good save.
Wonderful save.
3 wide still. There we go. 3 wide and it's gone wrong.
Big crash.
Oh, that's unfortunate. A car's flipped. The Lego car's round. Another car on the wall.
Still spinning.
38's round.
That is huge.
Rear suspension broken there. That is...
Alex McIntyre doing absolutely everything you can name there.
That is very unfortunate.
Indeed.
Can I get a no, that replay won't work properly in time, sadly. Everybody else still alive. We do have a bit of 3 wide. That was very unfortunate for a few cars involved there. I think that was, what, 3 cars out immediately. It is 3. Bass is out. Alex McIntyre and Adrian all out.
Meanwhile, Kevin's now trying to make a move on the lead.
Oh, another one. Oh, Kevin's out.
Oh,
Kevin's been hit.
Kevin's in the wall.
Oh, that's... Immediately. I'm gonna have to watch that. Hello?
Could you turn Brody up quite a bit, please?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, he's really quiet.
Interesting. I can give it a good go.
Thank you.
Just gonna watch on board there again.
I've just seen that there. Andy Tapman seems
Oh,
to just understeer a little bit into Kevin and sends
wow.
him absolutely flying into the barrier.
That is, I cannot explain how unfortunate that is. Pure racing incident. I mean, I don't know how much more I can turn you up, which is a slight issue to me.
I'll try and get close to see if that works.
Yeah, I'll try and find a way to turn you up as well as doing that.
Oh, that was an unfortunate crash.
I tried that. Hopefully that will work, and you are closer now. Right, so we still have some side by side going on.
Andy Tapman runs wide. He's off track at the hairpin. And he's dropped 3, 4, 5 almost positions now.
This is absolutely nuts. Look how close this is. We're on board with car number 5, Jack and P8, and there's just cars absolutely everywhere. Whole of the front field there. Oh, he's on the grass actually there. Into the last corner.
To move for second on Sebastian.
It's just so many cars.
We expected an action-packed race. It's only been 3 laps. And the amount of things that's happened, you usually expect throughout an entire race.
There's just everyone as well. Everybody's side by side somewhere. There's cars of P9, 10 and 11 all side by side. Jasper from the back is in P11, by the way. Which is trying to get Andy Tapman's had an issue. He's not having an issue. He's just being passed by a few cars down the back straight. They're 3 wide again.
Ramsey's trying to gain some ground. What he lost on the start.
They've all sorted themselves out for the corner. There's just 2 wide everywhere. Like I said before, try and get a train working. Everyone getting single file. Everyone just keeps jumping out of the trains immediately. There's cars absolutely everywhere. The big pack at the front, and then there's a little gap from P9 backwards, and then there's another one. There's one round there in the background. Jasper Smelt had a slight incident with Alexis there. Gone right round. Don't know how much damage there is. It hasn't hit the wall. Weren't able to see exactly what happened.
Oh, I've seen that.
They just touch mid-corner or something?
Car number 46. Andrew. Just makes contact with Alexis.
You've also got no game sound.
Where's there no game sound?
It might be you muted it in OBS.
No, it's on. Turn it up, but I can hear it, which is interesting.
Yeah, I just watched the replay there. Car number 46 I think just understeered into Alexis and he sends him round.
That's unfortunate. For there is cars absolutely everywhere.
So we are lap 5. We are.
Oh, there's one. There's a big crash there in the background. It was Jack and is it Adrian? Both. I'm not sure if it was Adrian or not, but Jack is definitely in the wall and out of this one. There was like 3 of them all into one corner. I'm not exactly certain which happened, but they touched wheels and Jack went through the air into the wall. Jasper Smelt now up to P7 from the back of the grid. Just going to keep an eye on him. Yeah, sadly I can't increase the volume anymore.
Jack just runs into the back of someone there. And takes him out.
Side by side, all of them. If I just try and... There you go, that might work. Do that, see if that makes the sound better. As it's very close here. Again, then for P4 and P5, slightly gaps are emerging, but they're still in packs of 3, 2 packs of 3s at the front.
You could try increasing your sound in actual iRacing, if in the options you've got to turn down.
They've touched at the front there. I'll look at that quickly. Graphics really sound. No, everything seems up. Fence. No. I don't think I can change those anyway. Sebastian now is leading. As we're back to racing. I'm interesting because now all I can hear is a lot of car noise. So hopefully that's helping. But I will continue to be told in my ear if it is or not. Interesting that we didn't have these audio issues with the GT3 race. Right, Andrew out of the race. I'm just trying to see where everybody is at quickly. Three closest to the three up front.
Oh, he spins round. Oh.
Thank you, Benny, on the YouTube saying I think it's better. It's definitely better now, at least. I've worked out I can turn up some decibels. Here we go, then they're about to go 3 wide for the lead. They are 3 wide for the lead, then here we go. Oh, they touched, that's it, the top to second and third are going to go round. That is very unfortunate, Pascal and Harley. Not much they could have done really there. I don't think at all Harley's dropped a lot. Pascal's lost out more. I generally don't think there was much they could have done in that situation. They all sort of touched... They touched wheels, basically, is what happened there. Harley's having a bit of connection issues now, it seems. Yeah, they touched wheels. Sebastian touched wheels with Harley, which forced Harley to go straight, which was unfortunate for Pascal. Couldn't really go anywhere, and he's now spun around. I think Harley's had issues with the connection as well. Really bad timing, because he's now dropping down the order, which is massively unfortunate as racing continues with, what's this, third to fifth, I think it is. Continuing to race. It's just madness. Sebastian's leading. I'm not even sure how that's really happened. We've had chaos everywhere. Jasper Smelt started at the very back and is currently P4 in this train here. Car number 22. Going round the outside now of Kyle in the anti-stall racing red livery.
Got some bump drafting here. Andy Tapman getting pushed by car number 4. Kyle.
And Jasper Smell up the inside. That's another position. So he comes. Oh, there's a moment in front of him. Oh, that's Andy Tapman round and in the wall. He's hit the rear wing on the wall there and kept going. Is he going to go into the pit? Or is he? He is. He's got damage. He's immediately pitting. That is unfortunate. Just spun out a second. Jasper now. From the back to second. He's got Kyle behind him. How many laps? We got 5 minutes left of this race. This is...
You got Adam Ramsey just sitting behind, waiting to pick his moment. Trying to pick up just the little bits and pieces from this absolute carnage that's happening.
Go on board with Carl then, see if he's doing any bump drafting. He's following him. Here we go. He's backing off slightly there. He's not bumping him. Looks to the inside, doesn't do anything.
Go.
Can hear him. Where is he? He's on the inside there. It's wide. Lovely livery as well by Adam Ramsey there. Nice orange and white. I like that a lot. Carl will fit back in. Carl's going wide in the background. Gaps have formed, 8-second gaps. Pascal, though, did get spun round at one point, so he is only 8 seconds back because of that. But there is just gaps there. Harley Moss was involved as well. He's obviously a few seconds back now as well. There's a few battling elsewhere. This has been... There's another race to go after this. This has been...
I hope these drivers remembered that.
Hope everyone... Go on.
These 3 drivers behind the leader, they might benefit from working together to catch up to Sebastian here.
Yeah, the gap's a second. Can they close that gap within the next 3 minutes? At the moment, as we're watching the interval on the straight, they are. Of course, everybody on the stream, remember that there is another race to go. So hopefully, if I haven't got the audio fixed by the end of this race, I'll have it hopefully for the next one. As Carl looks to the inside, as he thinks about it, they are a lot closer now. It's 3 tenths they gained on that last straight alone. To the leader, Sebastian. I think back markers may play a part, if I'm not wrong. I think we've got some back markers in front of Sebastian. We do. Everybody on the limit there on that second to last corner. I have a name on my track map to my right, sadly. Jack Reeves has just passed Andy Tapman for P15. Oh, lied. They are side by side to P15. Look at that, everyone. 3 different lines, I would say, there through. Adam Ramsey just got the fastest lap of the race. Only just to Carl on that last lap. The group of like 5 cars behind, all pretty close as well. So they're all very close.
In, though.
No, but they're on the back of the leader. Look at that. The gap was a second.
Closing in, yeah.
Gap was
got bike markers in front now. This is going to get really interesting.
Was a second last lap. It's now 3 temps. Here they are. Look at that. Back of the grid. They're fighting 3 wide there in front of the leaders. It's Andy Tapman, Jack, and Adrian. That's a P15 battle that's happening, and they've crashed, I think, in front of them. If I'm not wrong.
Carnage everywhere.
They've all gone wide. They've all sort of got out of the way. Jack Reeves, I believe, there was 3 wide there, and Jack Reeves sadly has been spun around, and they've had a crash at the back between Jack Reeves, Adrian, and Andy Tapman. But the leaders of the front 4 have got through it all unscathed. A minute to go then. When they cross the line, will it be the final lap or the lap before last? They're not going to have enough.
Oh, who the ball? There. He gets so close to the wall. Scores Dawson's momentum and speed there.
Jasper looks for it.
To Jasper.
This has got to be the last lap, surely, as it's now less than a minute to go. And it's a minute 9.
Time to make the move, it is now.
To the outside, he's going for it. He's making it now. They're all going to go for it. This is going to be carnage. Remember, a podium.
Inside for the next corner. Jasper Smell sneaks just into the lead.
Oh, look at this. Sebastian's going to bump draft him. Definitely. Sebastian's going to bump draft him.
Ramsey going with the slipstream there, the draft.
Oh.
This is very, very tense. 4 cars, 2 by 2. Round the hairpin now.
Oh, Carl's going to try and cut him off. Can Carl cut him off? He's cut him off. He's into second. Sebastian's down the third. Where'd you go? Defend the inside. Oh, you got to just defend the inside line here. Jasper does.
To have the lead.
Sebastian's going to be P4. He was P1 going into the last lap.
And coming across the line now.
For the final lap.
Smell wins the inaugural Formula 4 anti-stall race.
He started last.
Congratulations, sir. Kyle Velver second.
And
started 11th.
Wow, the pack behind there as well. There's a massive pack behind. Race Director got P7. Who's? I think that's George, if I'm not wrong. No, it's Sebastian. Not. It's Gerard. This is the Race Director in P7. Oh wow.
Sebastian, I don't know what happened to him.
Well,
cooldown lap.
I don't know. He definitely tapped the wall and then.
It's at the inside wall and just launched into the outside wall.
Travis has just got Harley on the last lap there for P13 as well. 2 tenths of a second for the lead, for the win. And he started last.
Taking a quick break just to sort your audio out.
That is brilliant. Right. Yeah, time for a break quickly.
Okay, they're racing.
No break. Here we go then.
So Jeremy Garriman on pole position for the second race.
Oh wow. So right. Okay. Mental. Must be a reverse. Is it a reverse top 10?
And now we have race director going around the outside. Two by two as they come up the hill now.
Is it done reverse top 10? I feel like it is. Look at this.
Yeah, it has, yeah. I think it's reverse top 8.
Wow.
That's what it says on the iRacing thing. But this is 3 wide action on lap 1 of this feature race.
And there's
And
2 round.
Spinners.
Two 3 round.
No, it's not.
Andrew is
Even
one of
more
them.
cars behind, maybe?
Oh, yep, there's another one.
There's a car flipping.
The car, who is it? I'm not sure who it is, to be honest.
Robert Levy.
Oh, wow, that's eliminated. Oh, there's another one round. I think that's, what, 6 cars, I think, now gone round. If I'm not wrong.
Kevin gets caught up in the carnage there. That is very unfortunate.
Oh, wow, here we go then. Right. Oh, there's going to be... Oh, that was close to another one going around there.
Sebastian not waiting around at all. He wants this win.
There has not been a moment to reflect or calm down. It's just gone straight again. And
it's been 1,000 mile an hour just all the way. Again, as we can see now, 2 by 2 action as they head into the.
It's going to be free. It's free. Alexis has made it free.
There's contact.
And there's a few. Luckily, only 2 have gone out there. It's car number 7. Jeremy and Alexis are out. I don't know how. I think maybe another one could have gone as well. He's definitely got damage. Car 16. Adam Ramsey is trying to fall back into line. Oh, it's contact Adam Ramsey's round of car number 22. Is caught up in that, and 38. That's Jasper Smell.
Watching a replay of the previous incident, I think netcode has saved Sebastian there.
Definitely has. So we've the race winner from the last race a second ago is out of this one now. Well, not out maybe, but definitely got damage. Cars everywhere.
I think we've had some more spinners. Is that Leon? Yeah, Leon must have had a moment there.
Absolutely crazy. Crazy stuff. Top 3 are all now single file, but 4th and 5th, Andy Tapman and Harley Moss having a fight here.
They hit the cones coming out the hairpin now. Just trying to just break away from each other. Gain as much as they can.
Oh, lost Harley Moss.
Sebastian loves getting close to that wall in the exit, the last corner there. Oh, as Kyle moves down to the inside now. He makes it stick.
Oh, that's wide. Cars, everyone survives there in the battles for P5. Oh. Well, that's a bit close. I'm going to go 3 wide again now. For the lead.
3 wide for the lead.
Oh, one of them's backed out, Ruben.
Ruben tucks back in and he dices back out again.
Oh, it's a bit close, but everyone's good.
Close.
There's a car in P4 there. I believe it was a back marker 91. Is Alexis, yeah, back marker then, so not involved in this fight. So we've got the top 3, and then a back marker, and then the rest of the field. The rest of the surviving field, I must point out as well.
Yeah.
Us. Nice through turn 1. It's about to get crazy again for the top 3. We've got Sebastian versus Carl versus Ruben. Then it's Jack, Harley, Andy and Pascal, as well as Adrian and Travis. They're all there. Just behind.
About 4 seconds that last lap, I think. So it is close now.
Pretty wide, just behind, I think. They are. Oh, a slight moment there for one of them. I think it's, I'm not sure it is car number 8. Harley at a moment. Everyone's avoided him very well, actually. Very, very well. It's now 3 wide again. This is for P7, I think it is. And they are backing out and sorting themselves out, which is nice to see. They continue to try and close down the pack of 3 at front.
Ruben thinking about move. Sebastian defends now. Going into turn 1. Defends hard. Round the outside, maybe? No. Oh, he might have a run. Oh, Sebastian just shuts the door there. I wonder if Alexis may play a part in this battle in the top 3.
Absolutely carnage everywhere. Absolutely carnage. Right, the lead chain has technically now changed. It's saying Ruben is in front, and he is.
And Kyle might follow him here. Looks to have a better run coming out the final corner. All slipstreaming.
Up the inside, Carl goes. Oh, the leader spins! They've had to split!
Lost the rear.
Everybody has avoided him. Absolutely everybody has avoided him. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I absolutely insane. That is brilliant to see that everyone managed to avoid him. Now, there's cars absolutely everywhere. I think that's Alexis has run wide. I don't know how many we got here racing for the lead. I think it's top 6 now.
5-car fight for the lead here now on his hands. Two by, well, almost 2 by 2 by 2.
Oh, look at that. There's just cars absolutely everywhere. There you go. Geraldo's best lap as well, so you can see who's done the fastest lap. It is currently Ruben in P10.
And it's Kyle who leads lap 7 by 14 thousandths of a second.
Now it's too wide. Here we go. It's just going to be cars and cars and cars. Here's some drafting. Ah, 3 wide immediately.
Oh, Harley Moss makes it 3 wide. Dumps Pascal, leaves him for dead.
Oh, he's still there.
Now.
It's when everyone washes up, isn't it? Where they get the understeer and washed up and it's 3 wide. It's just absolutely nuts. That one. It's just cars absolutely diving around the place there. Going a bit. Oh no, there's one gone. Sebastian spins into Andy Tapman.
Around. And it's Sebastian as well.
He lost the rear on the curb, I think, there. Oh, so we've lost 2 out of the 5. That is unfortunate for Andy Tapman. Absolutely did nothing wrong. That is gut-wrenching for them as we continue on. What we got? Top 4 then.
Complaints from the drivers about Alexis being in the way as he's a lap down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was involved in the battling for a little while, wasn't he? I think he's jumped out of the way now.
Yeah.
Look at that! Immediately went 1-3
Jack
wide.
Reeve
Going to
in the middle of it.
lead.
Can he
Gonna
take the
lead. He will.
Looking round the hairpin.
Carl getting
Oliver and
back. Carl getting back on the exit.
Oh, I love the switchback.
What's Carl number 8 going to do? Harley immediately goes to try and follow Jack through on the inside. Will do so and get P2. They're going to be side by side mid corner. A little bit of a moment. Everybody's fine.
Pascal back in it now.
Oh no, he's on the grass.
Oh,
Carl touched the grass. Harley's going to spin as well.
Yeah.
Harley spins in avoidance, realistically. Cool, that was brilliant avoiding by everybody. Surely they haven't.
It really was. Good driving from everyone.
I cannot believe no one has hit either one of those cars there. That's given Jack Reeves a bit of a big gap, actually.
He got so unfortunate in the first race. Looks like Karma's swung his way now.
Jasper Smelt was involved in a crash earlier on in the race. He is now P4 again with Adrian just behind.
Him.
It's just constant chaos here. What we've got, Ruben with the fastest lap, P6. Carl's a few. Yeah, we've been 10 minutes already in. It's just 4 minutes to go. A move here for P4. Adrian makes the move on Jasper.
Travis taking for third place in front of them as well. All end up coming back to a 5-car fight for the win.
Oh, it's very close between these two, and they've got out of it nicely. Continue round. The fast lap is Ruben at the moment. Nice little breather for a second, I think, until about now, where Adrian makes sort of run at him. Goes to the inside. Adrian now will make the move stick this time by as they all can switch back maybe from Jasper. It is a lovely one. Look at that. Now he's on the outside though.
If they can hang on, he'll be inside for the final corner.
Oh, he's going to. He's there.
Just about there. Can swing through, and they'll be side by side down to turn 1, probably for the next entire lap.
He's just slotted back in. Size he wants a bit of the slipstream, probably down the back straight.
Pascal's reeling Jack in now. The gap down's just a second. It was a second and a half before that. Probably got about a minute and a half to go. A minute to go now.
I think it's a couple actually. Roughly a minute and a half. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, about that. Jasper up the inside again. They're on the back of Travis here.
Jack's race to lose here, but if he can defend well enough, he might win this.
Yeah,
any contacts, and the three guys behind him are all there, ready to pick up the pieces.
All there, look at that. Another move there by Adrian trying to get back past Jasper, but has to settle P5 at the moment. They work together with Travis. They could try and get onto the back of them in time, but they are going to run out of possible time, it would seem here. It all depends on how much Pascal and Jack fight when it comes to it.
Pascal really trying to push everything out of that car. Absolutely driving the wheels off it here. Now he's within half a second. He's on the bike. He's got the slipstream coming down the straight.
And that's
and drivers have been told not to weave along the straight.
Yeah, I'd argue with that one.
That's going to be looked at post race, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That was a few moves, wasn't it? If I was Pascal, I'd be saying that was 2.
Indeed.
Continue to fight at the back. Here we go to the
Goes
outside.
outside now.
This will be. Will this be? This is the final lap, though, isn't it? Really, look at it. Around the outside he
Side by
goes.
side.
He's all 4 off, though. You could argue that one as
Comes
well.
back on. He's in front, but it's the switchback could pay well for Jack here. Just so close.
It's Pascal's. Pascal will win it.
Pascal to win.
Jasper's getting pushed across the line for P3 by Travis. I can see that one being argued a few different ways there. A fantastic race and 2 different winners from 2 races. Jasper smelled first and third in the end. Oh, Jack almost he had it until the final 2 corners where Pascal came along. That was absolutely nuts.
2 really good races. A lot better than I was anticipating, to be honest.
That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Wow, that was F4. We have Formula 3 still to come. We're gonna go sort out some audio in a second. I'll just get the results as well up, because that was absolutely nuts. That one. There are the results. From race 2 of the 2 today for Formula 4. 2 different winners. Again, not even a 10th in it for the win. That was crazy, crazy. A lot of crashes as well. I think that there's a lot to probably be looked at. There was a lot of carnage in the first few laps of those ones. Whether it was due to the nature of the circuit or other ones. But yeah, that is the result from Formula 4. We are going to go try and sort some audio so we can get ready for Formula 3, which will be starting anytime soon, I believe, practice.
everyone. Welcome to our F3 race. I'm sure most of you just witnessed at least some of those F4 races, which were a little bit chaotic. So obviously want to try and minimize that, but we appreciate this track is a little bit hard to do. So longer layout for the F3 as well, which I'm sure the drivers already know about. So in terms of race conduct, you're only allowed to do one defensive move, which means you can't be moving side to side, can't be weaving. You're also not allowed to be you're not allowed to continuously block someone, basically. So if you're on a straight, you need to be making one definitive defensive move. You can't slowly move across the entire straight to continually block somebody. That won't be allowed. That would be penalised post-race if it were reported to the stewards. In braking zones, it's the driver behind's responsibility not to hit the driver in front, which is important to remember, especially on lap 1, that people will have different braking points, especially around Watkins Glen. Different braking points, different lines through corners. So you need to be very wary of that. If you hit somebody from behind and it's not extreme circumstances, then you would be the car that would be penalised. Obviously, brake checks are, an exception to that, but we wouldn't expect that to be happening. You're always expected to race fairly and leave space for others. This means if they're alongside you going into a corner, you need to leave space at the apex, and similarly, they need to leave space on the exit curve for you as well. They can't just push you off the track. Unsafe rejoins will be dealt with extremely harshly, especially if you go off the track to try and overtake somebody and then hit them rejoining onto the track. That would be, a big penalty for that. And penalties will also increase for repeat offences, which could end up being disqualified from the race and eventually the series if that were to keep happening. Penalties will be down to the race stewards. We won't have live stewarding for this event as it's free series and we don't have enough staff to keep that going continually. When it's available, we will try and achieve that, but it's not guaranteed. So incidents can be reported in the race incidents channel in the Discord, which I'm sure you'll be directed to after the race. You'll have 24 hours after the race to submit any incidents. Anything that's reported after that, we won't be able to deal with. Post-race time penalties would be announced in race if they were given, but we won't be doing that today. You must not go unnecessarily slowly on the way into the pit lane. Obviously, you're allowed to be cautious, but you can't go slowly the entire way in if you're trying to slow somebody else down for some reason. If you're blue flags, you need to let cars pass as soon as possible, or you'll be penalised. Especially if you're in a battle with another car when you're both under blue flags, you need to pause that battle and let the leaders pass. If there was to be an incident where you got blue flags, you stopped, and then another car overtook you when they shouldn't do, then you could report that to the stewards and there would be a penalty for that. If you have a slowdown, you need to give it up in a very sensible way and not hold up others. That means you can't get a slowdown and then go super slow on the apex of slow corners to back up cars so you don't lose any positions. And at the end of the day, that's going to be much worse for you because you'll lose slipstream to the cars in front of you. Don't attempt silly moves such as going 4 wide through corners. It's never going to end well for anybody. We saw that in F3, even though it was clearly stated. So if we were to get that reported to us, then they would be penalised. So yeah, just be sensible. Don't go for silly moves. If there was a silly move where all of the drivers were being a little bit silly, they shouldn't be doing that, then they would all be penalised. If the blame obviously falls onto one driver, then they would be penalised, but we expect you all to be sensible. That's it from me. If you have any other questions, I'll be able to answer them on the Discord chat. I know we're a little bit tight for time. We are having issues with the stream sound. We're trying to get it up as quickly as possible. So that will be done ASAP. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And welcome back to you, Wes.
Thank you. We think we sorted the audio issue out, and we're ready for Formula 3, which I have not yet been able to actually see these Formula 3 cars on iRace. I don't even have them. So this is going to be really exciting for me to watch how the racing pans out, to be honest with you.
I think the racing should be good. I mean, I do have these cars. I think it was one of the first I had to purchase before I properly learned about iRacing. I'm talking like 3 weeks into me purchasing iRacing. I bought these cars. And I just did test drives around various circuits, and it's a good car to drive. It feels good. And when I've done the F3 races lately, there's been good racing, good battles, good fights, able to race closely. So I reckon we will see a similar thing to what we saw in F4 just earlier.
Yeah, thing to point out that, of course, it's a tier system in anti-stall. So obviously you've got the Formula 1, you have Formula 3, Formula 4 for anti-stall racing. So everybody you just saw in Formula 4, none of them will be here in Formula 3. So it's completely different drivers. Pretty similar calendars, I must say. There are like 3 or 4 tracks that are slightly different and layouts are different. For example, here at Watkins Glen, different layout. The classic boot layout is the one being used today as they just start qualifying now. Laps getting in. Best one.
I do see a few familiar names from last season's W12 series.
Yes, I only really covered a few rounds of those. Which ones are familiar to you?
The Sky Imminent, I do remember. Benny Feege as well. And I think Carlos Fernandez. And I'm not too sure if Ricardo Machado. Unless he was in the GT. He might have been in GT3 actually. I think. Yeah. Unless he has done W12. Who knows? But yeah, there is a few familiar names here who have raced in the previous W12 series, who will be looking to fight for a top 6 place in this season's championship, to have a chance to go back up into the W12 series.
Who was that? Out of Benny Feege obviously having the Alpine livery. Who was that with the there's a Red Bull livery, there's a McLaren livery, so there it is, the Golf one, which is...
Oh, that's Sky number 97. That looks lovely.
That is not the stream, by the way, dropping frames, everybody. That was just my iRacing loading, trading paints, and it's having great time doing so. That's it. Not me dropping frames or nothing. The stream didn't lag. That was fully my PC trying to work out who's running what livery.
I'm just watching Benny Feege myself, and his livery really does shine with the light. Nice glossy finish to it. It looks really good.
I think Ascari is the first driver to start a lap, and the Formula Golf livery of McLaren, the car number 97. Here we go again then. Time for some F3, longer circuit obviously with the classic boot, so longer lap times, a few less cars, 2 races the same format, actually 20 minutes longer, 20 minutes as well, sorry, so 5 minutes longer than the F4 races. I think it will be a little bit less chaotic due to longest track, more time and less cars. I think those 3 combine
more corners to go through.
As well as, more corners for more braking, so I do think we're going to have maybe more actual racing and overtaking and side-by-side, less slipstream dominated type racing, but hopefully also less incidents. And well, not saying that was massively dirty, of course. It was great entertainment, and I've only just realistically caught my breath, and I'm gonna have to watch it back to understand what actually happened, because I'm confused.
Still trying to catch up.
Yeah, still trying to work out who won what and how they won it. And
I think maybe we saw as many incidents as we did due to the high speed nature, the high intensity of the circuit that we were using. Obviously the classic boot, there's barely any corners. I'm counting around 5 to 7 corners there. and you're full throttle for most of the lap. So
yeah, I think it's probably about 90% of the lap they were absolutely full throttle in that one.
barely any time to catch your breath there. You're just constantly trying to just pick out different things. This happened here, that happened there. It was just absolute madness. But here we've got more corners, more braking zones, tighter corners, so they'll be slower. Thinking more about what they're going to do, where they're going to place the car, and trying to survive, especially through this first race, if you want to have a chance to have a good result in the second race.
Cars putting times in now. That was close. Top two only a tenth of each other as they put the first lap in. Obviously, everyone's got 2 laps to complete. Olsen there going E3. Livery that one. Ricardo comes across the line. Goes pole for now as Benny goes to pole. So Ricardo goes P4. 25 tenths quicker.
Wow.
Got the number 1 on his car. I think he's just trying to show off a bit there. Everybody obviously, I believe, got to pick their number.
Scary has a bit more on there. Ooh, spins. The first hairpin in the boot there. Yeah, Benny Feege, last season in the W12, he was pretty quick at times, from what I saw.
Yeah, Scari's done, I think, right now as he spun on his second lap there, so that should...
Yeah, he's already set one. Yeah, so when he comes back round, he'll just take the checkered flag. If I was him, I'd just back out and just press ready to race, because...
Best he's going to start is P2 then, still high up order, as we got Andre coming to the end of his lap in his Red Bull livery here, car number 69, going across the line. It's P5, but there's 3 of them now in a 139.3, so very tight there.
Bruno does his second lap. Oh, fuck, moves a second.
Straight up the order, look at that.
Indeed. Still
Olsen.
4 tenths off Benny's time, but...
Olsen goes second. Look at the improvement on their second
Wow.
runs.
The track really must be ramping up here.
That is huge improvement. Fleet. Ricardo goes P5. He improved by seconds. Look at that. They're all on one. Look how close that is now. That is insane.
I'm only counting 12 drivers for this session, but it looks like it's going to be a close session.
Look at that. Another one. 138.6. There go P7. This is close lap times in qualifying here. That is absolutely mental. That is really good, really close.
Carlos is starting the lap now. He's approaching the bus stop, which of course we're not using today. Down through the hairpin now.
Livery not done at that time yet. Really using all of the 8 minutes that he's got.
Indeed. Still got a minute to go here. Looks like a couple of drivers are not choosing to set a lap time. Stefan out the final corner now. The last lap did not count.
Interesting.
So that must have been an off track. Carlos Fernandez now out of the boot section, coming round through the penultimate corner, heading to the final corner. Set a 38.7 in practice. What can he do in qualifying? Runs to the line.
He's going to be close to get the time in. As he crosses the line.
Just a 38.9 there.
That's qualifying finishes. Cool.
Interesting.
That was a close run to the line to get his time in.
Indeed. So that sets the grid for this 12-driver Formula 3 race.
So Benny will start on pole, followed by
Patrick Olsen.
Then Bruno will start P3 in the Portugal iRacing team. Some of the cars that we saw in the GT3 series, I believe. Ivan in P4, Ricardo P5, Oscar Scary, which we saw have a spin in qualifying there in P6. Philip in P7, Kolos in P8, Andre in P9, Stefan P10, Josh Rodriguez in P11, Gerard in P12 out of the 12 cars that we have here for round number. Here we go then.
I think every driver's lined up, barring Gerard here, who's starting at the back.
Got the 2 minutes now. Here we go. They're all revving. Lights are out. Here we go. They're away. Not the best start at the back for a few of them. If you can't have a dodge weave.
Decent start. He'll lead comfortably down into turn 1. I think they'll just follow single file. Oh, we've got a spinner. Oh, that is unfortunate.
There's 2 off there.
That was Ivan, and that was Felipe as well. Unfortunately, Ivan spun himself and caught Felipe in that mess.
That is unfortunate. We will try and watch that back. Bruno now, though, on Olsen to the outside, immediately going for P2. 20-minute race, not able to get it. Gerard's actually out as well, it seems. We've just
This is though he not gridded up.
quite close here for P2. They are
P5 now. A bit of a battle. We've got 4 cars here.
all seems a lot calmer now and single file after that first corner incident. We'll try and have a go looking back at it. We will try and next lap by. We're trying to have a look. Exactly what happened there is all single file and calm. Benny will cross the line and lead 1 lap. Everybody else pretty single file immediately. Nice and calm. 20-minute race, so they've got some time to get in the groove of things. It looked very close in qualifying there. A lot of the lap times were very close. But it did take a lap to warm up. Here we go then. Is that...
Andre might have a look here on Ricardo.
Could go 3 wide. Oh, that was close.
Red Bull car jumps outside of the Portugal iRacing team car, who has got his teammate behind him.
Not able to go through there. Have to back out and wait a little bit longer maybe. Be a bit patient in this race. Gonna have to go back and now have a look at that incident from turn 1. So what happens? He goes off and just spins into it. That's very unfortunate. Watch again actually. I probably not. Glen would look from helicopter. He just loses it, and there's nowhere Ivan can go at all. Sorry, Philip can go. I think it was.
The rest of the drivers did well to avoid him there.
Yeah, very well. It was very unfortunate for them all, for those two.
So there is a second race.
Yeah, still a second race.
So there is always time to complete. Try to gain redemption.
Nothing Ivan could have done there. That's very unfortunate, but hey, well, that's racing, isn't it? That happens sometimes. There's one of the, I think Josh, he's just come out of the pits now as well, actually. I think it is Ivan coming out of the pits. Or is it Ivan? Yep, coming out of the pits now, coming back into the race.
And Carlos just followed Jose through as well.
Yeah, Andre all the way back down to ninth now, losing places. Last lap we thought he was going to make a move. Now he's lost 2. They've changed for second as well. I think Bruno's now
He does have slipstream. He's going to try and use it. He's going to. Thought he may have thought about them, but no, sticks behind, not forcing it 3 wide. Sensible, very sensible.
Bruno made the move for P2 and
he did.
Gone up there now. Bit of slipstream.
Car number 97 there, and McLaren Gulf with Ray Oscar. He's not too far behind either.
It does look absolutely beautiful, I want to say.
And Carlos has made the move on Jose, I think.
He has. He's made that move, probably in the.
Very interesting. So he's gained two positions on this lap.
In the pit team, as we know they're known.
And yeah.
Jose, anyway. Oh, that's a bit on the grass there for Andre. I didn't like that. We watched and Carl. We watched him do that in one of the F4 races, touching the grass on the way into the last corner and spinning it round. So easily done. Nearly side by side going up the hill now. Also pretty close for the Olsen for P3.
Really trying to force Carlos 2 by 2. Yeah, 2 cars wide there, and as he does, side by side through the hairpin now. Carlos, he backs out of it, trying to get a run, maybe.
Jose back through. A little bit of a moment there into the corner. Braked a bit late, I'd say.
It's like Andre may just wait to pick his moment here, but just sits behind, waits for something to happen.
All quite nice and neat, isn't it? Nice and tidy. Everyone's very close though. Everyone's really on it. Oh, there's a spin there. Carlos has just touched the accelerator a bit too much. He saved it nicely, but he has dropped down to P9.
That was very unfortunate.
Then he's just
he's just touched the curb there. The cars do really, when exiting the boot section, the cars really do get light coming over that crest, if you'd like to call it. The touching the curb does not help the car at all.
Stefan, P5 here, has a run.
It does indeed. 2 McLaren liveries there.
Yeah, very different, aren't they?
Very, very, very far generations.
I prefer the one on the right.
He's thinking about it. He's trying to make it.
Oh, that was close. He could do this. I think he's got it.
They're going to be side by side coming to the hairpin, I reckon. There's Bruno makes a move on Patrick in front of him. And you got the Portugal iRacing team guys behind them as well.
That was a brilliant move there by Stefan.
Round the outside.
Absolutely brilliant. I think that was really well done there.
Yeah. Sorry, I was a bit behind there.
Really trusted the car there. Absolutely just kept it stuck. Very fair racing too. They gave each other nice room. Was that a move there, Olsen? He just had a look. It made me think about it anyway. Definitely putting the pressure on P2 of Bruno. Benny's checking out now with nearly a 5-second gap. And if you look at that drifting through there, that was a lovely view of all 4 cars just getting the rear little sideways at the top of the hill there. It really looks like you can chuck these cars about.
You really can.
Again, so Stefan did a good lap time there. Out of this bunch of cars, and some good lap times.
I think Stefan's somewhat closing in on the guys in front of him now as well.
Olsen's hitting the limiter into the chicane. He's gone for it. He's gone for it on the side.
Down the inside, but Bruno's going to have a run maybe on the outside. Side by side into the next corner, but Bruno backs out.
Good on the brakes there. That was
Very good.
it was on the limiter down the back straight there on board, and he was
Interesting.
absolutely on it.
He's in the slipstream. Then downhill braking both into the hairpin and then into the boot section. Really confident.
Oh, I think he's going to have a look.
Is he Bruno coming maybe?
I thought he would.
I thought we were going to think about it then.
Yeah, he looked tucked in. I thought he could just have a look here, but no.
Could have maybe forced an error, but made a sensible decision to stay behind. So we're about halfway through the race.
Yep, dead on halfway now.
Yep. Still leaves Benny Feige, Patrick Olsen second place, Bruno third, Stefan fourth, Ascari fifth, Jose sixth, Andre seventh, Ricardo is eighth, Carlos in ninth, and then a lap down, Felipe was behind Ricardo on track, and then Ivan, I believe,
Here goes Bruno then.
it's just coming over, yeah.
To the outside. He's technically passed him already. See into the corner though. He's only a 10th. Will put his car there? He will. Oh, I don't know. Close, but it's fine. It just looks close because of the camera, I think. Oh, here we go then. Stefan's going to have a lovely run here. Up the inside he goes.
Ooh, twitchy. Very twitchy from both drivers. Is he down the inside?
He's still there,
He
yeah.
is, but it's side by side. Outside for the next corner, Patrick on the inside. You really can use the outside of the next corner though.
Yeah, Cam is
With
nice.
the
He's
bank
spinning
in.
the spinning in front.
Bruno.
Everybody
Did want to
avoids.
save it. And then Stefan now.
Up the inside, he's got the line. Here we go. As they hit the brakes, he's still there.
Patrick really good on the brakes.
Really, really good, yeah. Just out brakes him. He's still side by side. You have the inside for this corner though. Can he go?
The outside
Stefan's
line
got it.
really
Stefan's
works well.
got that. Wow, look at
Yeah.
that. That was lovely. What a good bit of racing there between the two of them. All of them really involved.
I think Benny Feige just checked out. He is in a lonely first place.
Yeah, he's got a nice gap going on there.
Stefan started 10th place.
Yeah, didn't
Now
put a
up
lap
to
time in,
second.
did he, for qualifying?
I don't think so, no. She's definitely sprung a surprise on us. And he seems to have got a pretty nice sizable gap.
Yeah,
Patrick now comes from under pressure from Ascari and Bruno behind him.
Oh, he's on the grass, he's on the grass, he's on the
Oh.
grass, he's still on the grass. They're free wide now. Here we go. And now they're
I know
two.
the driver's briefing. The race director mentioned that in the practice sessions that have been held. There's been drivers going two wheels onto the grass to make the move down that straight. And it seems to have worked for Ascari. And he gets punted.
Oh, they've collected each other.
That is very, very unfortunate after such a good move.
Oh no, that's.
I don't think, to be honest, I've just watched an onboard of Bruno. I don't think he expects Ascari to slow up as much as he did, which unfortunately takes them both out of the race.
Oh, it's just so. That's just so unfortunate. Oh, what's it doing there? in there. I'll watch it again. It's just so.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? I might even.
I think if an onboard shot might show it better. I think, especially from Bruno's point of view.
Absolutely.
Because you can see them both going in at the same speed, and it looks as though he's ready just to ride the car out onto the curb and the exit.
That's just. Oh, yeah, that's just. Oh, and race over in seconds.
Yeah. Stewards possibly might have something to say about that, but
Yeah,
we just have to wait and see.
After such, yeah, as you said, it was brilliant racing, brilliant
really
move
was.
as well to get in front by R97 or us. Nice. That's just, and then yeah, it looked like I'd say a racing incident, but again, yeah, stewards will probably look at that if needed, and it's sadly taken Bruno and Gary out of the race, and it's so brutal. I might have to watch it again.
That's definitely going to be looked at many times in the steering room. I think now the closest battle on track is for 6th place.
Yes.
Carlos and Ricardo here.
Yeah, after Carlos had a little spin around, he's now back. Got up to the back of Ricardo again. Five minutes to go of this race. I'll say roughly 3 laps to go.
Just a reminder as well, the top 8 will get reversed.
So was it top 8? Was it? We decided for
Yeah.
the first one, yeah.
Well, in the iRacing session, it does say top invert 8
Okay.
for the feature race.
Interesting. Okay.
So as it stands, Ascari will be on pole position. Think of that what you will.
Yeah, that's well. As long as he gets round and finishes, because they have repaired their vehicles, I do believe they will score points.
They are on track together, with Bruno just in front. So we could potentially see a retaliation. Hopefully not. Yeah.
I agree with you there, but
I really do hope tempers don't boil over.
Andy Tapman says he loves Watkins Glen. I quite like the circuit.
I do as well. I think our first race, the Xmas GT3, was held here. It was indeed.
Yeah. Really good, actually. We see Carlos go for a move now, up to turn 1. He looks for it. He backs back out of it. Might as well wait, as there's a really long shot.
Oh, there you go. There's your opportunity there. Ricardo locks up into turn 1, pulls him to lose momentum. Now Carlos has got a nice healthy slipstream. 4 at the back straight. Can he use that to good effect?
Wow, look at that slipstream. Just jumps back
Yeah.
in. It's just...
There you go. So powerful.
Tell he's alongside. He's actually backed out early there and decided to let Ricardo go.
Once he was trying to get a run down into this next corner. Tricky downhill braking zone here. It's either you lock the front or the rear goes. Very, very sketchy. And coming up to this hairpin here, obviously the corner being banked, the outside is...
Oh, that's a spin! That's a spin! Oh, avoid him!
There you go.
Nicely done. Ricardo's gone round. Good vision.
That's where we saw Jose have a little moment earlier on in the race. So the Portugal iRacing team car's struggling here. Not what they'd want to see.
Lost the rear mid corner and looped it right round. Oh, I think Jose in P4 there just touched the outside wall in the last corner. Got away with it, I think, there, but... He's trying to close down Olsen for P3 and a podium slot in race 1. Always good to start the season with a podium. I want to do this all over again. I do. I really do.
I do indeed.
I genuinely now cannot wait for next week. I want to do this again tomorrow. I'm free tomorrow. I want to do this again tomorrow. This was
It's been
brilliant.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, F4 was great. Lots of brilliant racing and chaotic and action. And, you know, there wasn't enough time for how much was going on in that race. Those races. F3's been, just, well, a little calmer, but the same. Very good racing.
Yeah.
Action-packed. He's drifting it wide there on the grass. Oh.
Ascari almost.
He was proper fighting that car.
Really pushing it to the limit.
He's found the limit there, and
Yeah, he has.
he's gonna need a change of underwear for this next race because he wouldn't want to go any faster around that corner.
Absolutely not.
And again, he's drifting the rear out. I wonder if the tyres are going. 20-minute race, Formula cars. Don't know how bad tyre wear is. Gerard couldn't finish. He decided not to race as his VA. I say VAR, but VR headset decided not to play. As this is the final lap, the white flag man waving it frantically in front of me.
Benny featuring 11, almost 11.5 second gap now. It looks like possibly even more than that.
Definitely got. Let me just double check. But I'm pretty certain he does have the fastest lap of the race, and he does only by 3 attempts in the end, just about. Does have it. So bonus 2 points will go his way. So Andy Tapman feels like F4 will be slightly calmer next week because they'll actually be using the brake pedal at Spa. It's true, they will be, but then you got to remember there's a lot of long straights, especially for an F4 car. You got the whole of the long back straight. You got to start.
I reckon we could see some four wide action along the Camel Straight there.
Yeah, Camel Straight definitely. I reckon there's going to be a lot of too wide up the Rouge. So yeah, I agree with you that it's going to be calmer with the brake pedal. But I also I think the mindset of some drivers probably needs to be cautious up a Rouge and a few corners. They're going to try and go too wide, and it's not going out. Round the last corner for Benny. Started on pole, took the fastest lap and the win. It's a clean sweep so far in race 1. He's got to go and do it all over again for race 2.
Stefan from P10 all the way up to P2 for an absolutely amazing drive in his first race. Picked his opportunities really well. And Patrick in P3. Followed by Jose in P4. And Andre, oh my god, I've just clicked. He must have lost it coming out of the boot section.
He has replay. On a replay. What's he done? Oh, he's hit the wall. He's
yeah, he just clicked the tyre barrier.
I haven't even got where is he?
Just a bit of oversteer, snapped a bit of an overcorrection into the barrier. That is very unfortunate.
Oh, right at the end. Has he had to pull off fully? Has he crossed the line, or he's had to give up fully, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna stay P. Does he get counted as P7?
I don't know, because I think there is 2 drivers behind him, Bruno Ascari, who are on the lead lap. Ascari just crossed the line before Benny, so that might relegate Andre down.
Yeah, it is. They're going across where his car is parked. He will only get P9. I feel like he'd be classified as he was on the lead lap and didn't get lapped.
Yeah.
There's cars behind him that are lapped, so he should get P9, but he has lost positions there at the end.
And he's lost the front row start for the feature race now, as it's Ascari and Bruno on the front row.
That's I keep getting my heart broken today.
We get such good things and it just gets taken away. Mother Nature does not like it.
Broken at a few of these. Just on the last lap.
Yeah, look, Andre's got classified as a lap down, which is unfortunate.
Well, it's 8 seconds before the race then, so reversed. Ascari will start on pole, Bruno in P2, and here we go, I believe, for the start of this one.
And we are lights out and away we go for this feature race. Down into turn one, we are 3 wide almost. Oh, almost some contact there with a bit of smoke, but looks like Bruno's going to get a run up the hill. As he slots into the lead, Ascari second, and then Bruno's teammate. I think that's Jose in behind Ascari with the slipstream now. He's going to look to make a move down into the hairpin. As you can see there, Benny Feege already on the back.
Oh, there's Ascari going! Is he in the wall?
Where's Ascari going?
He's absolutely understeered. I thought he was going to hit the wall. He went so wide.
He just went out of shot then.
Yeah, he went that
I
far
thought he
off.
slid off into the barrier.
I can't believe he's actually still going. To be fair, I generally thought he must have hit the wall. He went that far, but no, he's still going. He has lost the lead. He must have had that much speed going down the straight. He wasn't able to turn in time.
So as we come towards the exit of the boot section now, it is a Portugal iRacing team 1-2, followed by Benny Feege, and then Carlos Fernandez in 4th place. All drivers seem to be pretty close with each other.
Oh, someone's crashed there. Ivan, I think's no, was it Ricardo or Ivan? Oh, both of them have had a crash.
Ivan has not had any luck whatsoever.
Happened here then, through the last 2 corners, and Ivan's just spun into the wall, and avoiding him, I believe Ricardo crashed in avoidance. Oh, sorry, Ricardo crashed. And in avoidance, Ivan crashed, is what happened there, I think.
That is very unfortunate. We'll go side by side here. Portugal iRacing team cars into the hairpin before the boot section. Benny Feege now looking to make a move. Ascari under a bit of pressure in the background, but Benny's really putting the pressure on these guys now as we come through to the hairpin of the boot.
He's going to have to be smart to try and pass these two. They can work together with the slipstream. It's unfortunate again for Ricardo, spinning on his own, sadly. Ivan completely, watching it back, and he saw Ricardo spin and then tried to avoid him, and as he turned, the car lost control and straight into the wall. He even had a bigger accident than Ricardo did, really, in the end there. But yeah, in avoidance, I think they have 1 quick repair, so they are both back out there, but obviously quite a while back now. Last lap goes to Jose at the moment.
I think Benny, as soon as Benny can get clean air, he'll just check out again like he did in race 1. So we could end up seeing Benny claim the fastest lap.
Does Stefan start in the pits or something? I'm just seeing that he has registered a time of 7 seconds in the box. Wondering, did he not start on the grid? Is that why we don't have?
It
Stefan
says he
up here?
gridded up in P9.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see
he
if
was
I
definitely at
can-
the back then. So, oh god! I thought the Portugal teams were going to touch. Then they didn't somehow. I thought that was 100% an incident going to happen. Then that was close. Now actually, Jose looks to pass Bruno. Doesn't able to do it. Well, how did they not touch the fin before they were going to crash there? But got away with it. Bruno's got a slight gap now, only half a second.
Yeah, he started in the pits.
Yeah?
He did.
Interesting if he was trying to avoid an incident like we saw before, maybe. Another car
Possibly.
spinning, but because of that, he is off this pack. He just went through the last corner now as everyone goes through turn 1. Then he got that much overspeed. He's now looking to the outside in turn 2. Back in the line, now up the top of the hill. Gonna have to look to the inside. There he goes. He pulls out. To the inside he goes. Back into the slipstream he goes. He hasn't got enough straight line speed to pass without it. Back out of the slipstream here. Now up the inside he will go. Car number 85 isn't able to get Jose just yet. Whole pack though, as you can see, the whole top 7, 8 all there.
Oh, indeed.
All on the one straight then.
We're seeing some slight field spread at the moment, but obviously it's close at the top, it's close in the middle. So there is action.
Yeah,
they're
one
in
mistake
everywhere
by
now.
any driver and there's a lot of
You
positions to
could
be
be
lost.
losing like
Yeah.
2 or 3 positions, yeah.
Easily there. Getting Benny pretty close now at the last corner.
Is it close enough though for him to have a run up the hill and make a move after passing the bus stop?
He might be here. He looks very. He can't get out of the slipstream immediately like he is now because just loses out as soon as he does that.
Jose looks a bit vulnerable here. His teammates too far away from him, I think, to have a good enough slipstream to defend. So Bruno's out in first, but his teammates struggling a little bit.
Look at that. Look at the slipstream engaged
There
there.
you go. Down inside maybe. Is he going to lunge it? He is. Benny Feach down the inside to take second place away from Jose Rodriguez.
That's move done into P2.
He is indeed.
Felipe also get past then? I think Andre just... But yeah, I think a mistake maybe by Felipe as he's been passed by Andre now for P7.
Yeah. I reckon now we'll see Benny Feach really close up to Bruno in front of him and possibly even Ascari get close to Jose here.
Gara was on the grass then going up the hill. Right. Man is not afraid to go on the grass as we saw in race
He's
1.
not. He's not indeed. You mean he made it work?
Yeah.
Is he going to do that again this race, maybe?
Oh, did he hit the wall?
Catapult himself up into 3rd place.
He nearly tapped the wall there in the last corner. It was quite close to it. Driving the wheels off the car nearly. Here we go. I think there's a run already for Benny here. Here's the run. There's the slipstream engaged.
There you go.
Alongside he goes. The speed of
Benny
Bruno,
Feach.
though. Look at that.
Benny
Oh,
Feed
they're gonna
again,
touch
trying to
it!
look down the inside. Contact almost made there, side by side. Still, as they come down to the next corner, downhill braking, round the outside for Benny Feeds. Can he get a launch off? They exit the corner. He's now on the inside. Is he going to lunge it up, or is Bruno... Oh, Bruno backs out there.
Goes for the cutback almost here. If he gets the
Yeah,
slipstream
it
down
does
this
not work.
straight. The iRacing Portugal team definitely have a faster car on the setup for the straight line. Definitely. Right there. When Benny pulls out of the slipstream, they are able to immediately match his speed. They just seem to have better... Their car is set up definitely for a straight line here at Watkins Glen.
Using the boot section, it's more about... It's not about that straight line speed down that straight as we saw in F4. You just round the hairpin and you back round. But with this using the boot, you've got more corners, more tight corners, more technical stuff. You really need to focus more on that, set the car up for that, and I think that's what Benny's done. Which allows him to get that advantage, and as you can see now, he's already pulling away from the two cars behind him. As they look to, I assume, bump drafts, try and...
I don't know if bump drafting works in this car. They have made a move though. Jose will pass Bruno, I think, here. Well, they're still side by side. They're really fighting it out for P2 here.
Like in the GT3 race, some decisions that they're making, I don't think that's going to go down well within the team.
They're still fighting, as now these cars
they've just let themselves be vulnerable.
You're right there. There you go. He backs out of it, but you're very right. They have let themselves be vulnerable. It's a perfect way of explaining it.
Pulling each other back into that hole. Not making any progress whatsoever by working... Well, they're just not working together as you'd imagine they would. Just costing each other time, which is helping the other drivers behind them get closer. As you can see, Ascari now on the back of Jose with Patrick in the firing line near enough. Out the final corner now is Ascari going to have... Oh. Jose looks to defend, but it looks like Ascari's going to stay there and use the slipstream off his teammate to try and get in front. On the brakes, around the outside, not enough room.
Olsen might be there as well now. Olsen might be on the inside. He is. So he's now actually going to take... Oh, they're going to be side by side on the straight then. I think Olsen might have it by the end of the straight. No, actually, Scari's getting better straight line
he's got a bit of a slipstream.
There we go. He's going to keep it
around
then.
the outside, he's going to stay there.
As you were then.
Everyone retains their positions they had before the battle started. Benny Feed stretching out his gap now.
Past the halfway point as well.
Indeed. There's going to be about 8 minutes to go across the line, maybe.
About 7.
Yeah, 7, 6 3/4, 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's fair, I'd say, yeah.
And lap 9. I don't think Stefan was really closing up like he did in race 1.
Oh God, Ascari. He really is lively with that car. He does love to touch the grass on the way into corners and things. He chucks that car about. Yeah, you're right. Stefan's not really closed the gap up. He's nearly on the back of Philip, but he's not close enough with the amount of time we've got left. A few moments are starting to creep in with the rear of the cars, I've noticed again, as we've passed near the last few minutes. That was some understeer and a half if we've seen any. That Formula car turned into a bus then, found that corner for Ascari. That was... Out the rear's now sticking out. People, yeah, I think tyre wear is a thing here.
Yeah,
It does seem. We get to a certain point where cars start to, you know, they start to slide a bit more through the corners, then a bit of understeer, then oversteer, and a little bit more loss of traction on the exit of some slow corners. They do become a bit of a handful, it seems.
Yeah, I think the last couple of laps as well, I think we're going to see people struggle, obviously even more, but coming out the final corner, watching that wall is going to be one thing that we could look out for. We've already seen a couple drivers get close to it.
Yes. Now, will the teammates battle again for P2? Well,
I think they're going to.
yep.
Personally, I think they've got enough of a gap behind them, and the drivers behind were going side by side down the straight. Looks like they're staying in position here, but the Portugal iRacing team cars, they've got enough of a gap to have a bit of a battle, but not too much, otherwise just like let the cars catch up to them again.
Yeah, like they did a few minutes ago, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
It looks like they're definitely going to fight for this P2. No team orders at all. One's round. He's round.
Yep.
Does everyone avoid him? No, they don't.
That was Bruno.
And it was Ascari hit him once he was round, so he's got front wing damage, sadly. Front wing's a bit crooked. That car's going to handle terribly, I think.
Oh, Bruno did not hold the brakes there. I'm watching this, he's just rolling in front of Ascari.
Oh, and here we go. Patrick's
He's not really happy about that.
Immediately, Patrick goes up the inside and takes him. Ascari's car's going to be an issue for the next 4.5 minutes-ish. Carlos is immediately on the back of him as well. He's not going to make it into the pits. So he's going to stay out. Oh,
yeah, that's I think that's going to be a penalty for Bruno. He slams the brakes on, but then rolls off again into the traffic, and he makes contact again with Ascari. So I think that's one penalty, potentially two with the earlier incident in race 1 coming his way.
We will play back. Watch him spin now. Replay of Bruno just gets a bit put under pressure, and then the rear goes, and then it's gone. Hits the brakes. Yep, locks them on.
Then he lets I saw he lets go, but obviously that's the stewards to decide, not me.
On.
Yeah, Ascari's got heavy wing damage. He's lost a couple of positions down to Carlos and Andre.
Yeah, he's going to struggle now to finish this one.
Yep.
Two minutes to go, so he's got roughly 2 laps now to go with that wing.
Felipe is getting close for now, and he's got Stefan there as well to try and fend off.
Yeah, they're immediately on the back of him now.
Very, very unfortunate for another driver as well, who's drove superbly, but looks just not gone his way at all. Stefan, I thought I was going to get into the back of him there.
It's really late, yeah, it's really close, isn't it? I don't know if he knows that he has damage or not, but he's going to have to...
I doubt it, but he's side by side now going up the hill, and
Yeah,
I think that's going to be an easy overtake, yeah.
Yeah, he gave him the room. probably 8th place for Ascari, I think, in the end. I don't think he'll fall any
Yeah.
further back in the time he's got, but
I can't see Bruno catching up to him.
yeah, but he's definitely out
He's,
of the mix now.
Yeah, he's got like 30 seconds. And he's got, well, just less than a minute to catch him. I don't think, unless he's got some sort of rocket engine in the back of that F3 car, I don't think he's going to catch him at all.
Yeah. See what Stefan can do here. Can he make another position? Can he get Felipe for P6? Look here, he's definitely up the inside. Look, backs out of it. Oh god, they're all a bit squirrely there. He survives that one.
Benny Freeze now, he's just about to come around the final corner now. And start what is going to be the final lap of this F3 feature race. Looks like he's going to be a clean sweep for him.
There will be an absolute clean sweep. Last lap on the first one. Oh, win. Did he get fast lap in this one? I wonder. Let me just double check that one.
His best lap was a 37.8.
Oh, Bruno has the fastest lap in this one.
Interesting. Yeah, Bruno's got a 38.9. It's Benny's fastest time. Oh, that was feet. My bad. 35. So a good few tenths faster.
Might get P9 Bruno, but he does get some fast lap points, I guess.
Exactly. P9, so that'd be 2 points. Equal 7th place with his fastest lap.
Moment is Stefan, which is trying to get past Felipe, but it's not going easy for him. I must admit, he might try here. He had a look last lap, decided against it. It's the final lap, so he might as well go for it. He does go for it this time, puts his nose up the inside.
Well, guess Squirrel almost makes contact. Very nervous on the braking.
Oh, there he goes again.
Watch on the inside again. Felipe makes a oh, there's contact. He's done very well to save that.
He's going to let him go as well. Benny will win.
Good sportsmanship.
Very good by Stefan to let Benny to let Felipe back through from P6 there.
Well done.
Jose gets second, third for Patrick, Carlos fourth, fifth for Andre, sixth will go for Felipe, I believe, in the end. That Stefan just let him go back by. We're gonna go have a look at it though, but did just let him go in the end. Here we go. Up the inside, dives it a bit, fair enough. Bit squirrely, little contact. Oh, he clips him, doesn't he? He left the room, so he could have let him maybe go. Sorry, not maybe go. Sorry, he could have stayed in front of him. You could argue that.
I think that would have gone down as a racing incident, to be honest. But then that could have been seen by the stewards as an unfair advantage gained in a way.
Yeah, but luckily he survives and just lets him go, which is all nice to do.
Yeah. Very good sportsmanship. That was 4 very, very interesting races, I've got to say.
They all come on now. P11. Yeah, 4 very, Oh, what a night of racing. That was a lot, wasn't there? In that one, that was.
It was. We had a bit of everything tonight. We've had some very clean racing, some possibly not so clean racing, you could say.
Yeah, some good close racing, some not so good racing, some silly incidents, some racing incidents, some fair racing, especially at the end there with
exactly, yeah.
Stefan giving it back, being quite respectful. Yeah, it was a lot, wasn't there? And domination in F3 by Benny as well. It was unpredictable in F4, domination in F3. It was, we had race 1. We had the winner come from last to first. Then we had Benny,
Yeah.
basically obviously win the first one and then do the reverse race as well. Yeah, anything you could have asked for, really. The only drama there wasn't was any pit stops, but of course there wasn't any pit stops in the racing.
No.
So
Yeah.
the only drama we missed out on there. It says Formula 4 series results. Change that in time. Look, now it says Formula 3, so it's all, and no one saw nothing. Formula 3 again. Yeah, Benny taking maximum points. Not fully, actually. Bruno did get the fast lap, I think, in that second race. Not full max
Indeed.
points for Benny, but some pretty good points scored. Right. Well, that's Tuesday, and that was the Formula racing, and there was a lot of it. 4 races, as we said, absolutely crazy. I cannot wait next week. Formula 4 at Spa, Formula 3 at Spa. Same time next week. Hopefully, Formula 4 won't have the audio issues. We worked out during the break what the issue was, so now if it does happen next week, we can fix it. Learning as we go, but yeah, hopefully it goes wrong technically this week. Racing was good. Hopefully, we have the same attendance as well next week. It was fantastic. See, I've really enjoyed myself. Brody, you enjoy yourself?
I really did. It's been one hell of a night. We've seen a lot of things that you probably don't even normally see in real life. So, I mean, that's what sim racing can do. It can bring a lot of things that other things may not be able to offer, which is always entertaining for a neutral crowd.
Exactly. The Anti-Stall Racing GT3 series continues on Friday night for race number 2 in Suzuka. So 90-minute practice session followed by a 30-minute qualifying and an hour's worth of racing. 2 pit stops should be done there. It is, I think, €5 to enter, as there will be a prize pool at the end of season for the top 5. They haven't entered the Anti-Stall Racing GT3 series. Only on round 2, so you can enter now. You're not too far behind the rest. That is on Fridays at 7 PM UTC. So if you're English, 7 PM. If you're American, not a clue. Probably around 2-3, say.
Yeah.
There is also the Assetto Corsa series, I believe, on Thursday night, the Ginetta Super Cup. I don't think it gets streamed exactly anymore, but it's still going on. So if you do have a Assetto Corsa and you want to do some Assetto Corsa racing, it's a GT3 series, and I believe they will be at the noise ring for this week, if that is still going on. I believe it is. It was a 30-minute race for those. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching the F4 and F3 series today. We'll be back next week for Spa rounds 3 and 4.